Recording. All right, so now we will start with our Bhagavad Gita shloka reading. So we're reading one shloka every day, right? How many shlokas have we completed in chapter 1?
6.
Six shlokas. Haribol. Haribol Ekamar Prabhuji. So 6 shlokas we have completed. Today we are going to read the 7th shloka of chapter 1. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Okay. So I'll just share my screen. Just a minute. Okay. Is my screen visible to everyone? Hare Krishna?
Yes.
Haribol. Yesterday, right, of Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So, what is Shloka 6? Anyone would like to summarize quickly? What did we read in Shloka 6? Anyone remembers the Shloka? It's there in the
It is
screen.
about
Yes, Prabhuji, go ahead. Hare Krishna. Ekanpur Prabhuji, you've got muted, Prabhuji. Couldn't hear you.
युद्धमान्यश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमानुजश्च वीर्यवान् सुभद्रो द्रौपदीयश्च सर्व एव महारथः.
Haribol, Uttamanikam Prabhuji, very nice. Right, so that is the shloka. What's the meaning of the shloka? Anyone?
Yes, mataji.
Yuddhamanyu, Subhadra's son, and Uttamauja, Draupadi's sons, are the greatest chariot fighter.
Okay. Thank you, Mutamanikam Prabhuji. Ekambar Prabhuji, you wanted to say something?
No, same thing.
Haribol. Okay, so this is the meaning of the shloka. There are the mighty Yudamanyu, the very powerful Uttamoja, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighter, right? So basically, what's been did with Dhritarashtra asking Sanjaya, right? That is how we started chapter 1. Dhritarashtra asks Sanjaya what is happening in the battlefield. Then Sanjaya starts explaining and how the Kauravas and Pandavas were assembled and what's happening. So there Duryodhana goes to whom? In Shloka 3, Duryodhana goes and talks to whom? Hare Krishna? Dronacharya. Very Prabhuji, very nice. He goes and talks to Dronacharya. That's how the conversation initiates. And he starts pinpointing Dronacharya that you have trained this Drupada's son, and now all these people have come to fight against us. And he starts kind of pinpointing. And he also tells that, like how Bhima and Arjuna are the strongest warriors in their side, we also have a lot of strong warriors in our side. And he starts describing the people, names of people one by one who are there on the Kaurava's side. So that's what we saw in Shloka 5, 6. And then in Shloka 7, we are also seeing the other great warriors and chariot fighters. That's how it's been described till Shloka 6. Right? So now, today we're going to start Shloka 7. Okay. So this is Shloka 7. Ashmakam tu vishishtaye tanniboda dvijotama nayaka mama sainyasya samyartam tan bravimite. Okay, this is Shloka 7. Let's look at the meaning. But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force. So, this is the meaning of Shloka 7 as given by Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so I think from Shloka 8, the purport starts. Yeah, because till Shloka 7, it is all self explanatory. From Shloka 8, we have purport. So we will read Shloka 8 tomorrow. So Ashmakam, so the meaning is pretty self-explanatory, right? So it says, just a minute, let me zoom it. It says Ashmakam tu Vishishtaye. And Tanniboda Dvijottama, which means in our side also we have very powerful people. Just take note of them, be informed. That is what it's trying to say. Nayaka Mama Sainyas, which is like Nayaka means captains. Mama is my Sainyas. So our, in our soldiers, I'll just tell who are the best captains available. And Samyartham Tan Bravimite. For information, I'm going to speak that to you. So basically, he's trying to tell who is he having this conversation with? Who is Duryodhana telling this to?
Acharya.
Dronacharya, Haribol. So he's talking to Dronacharya and he's telling about the powerful people on their side, the captain. So, like we saw before, it is primarily because of the fear he has on the Pandavas. There's Bhima, there's Arjuna, there are some strong people. So, that underlying fear, and also he knows that Dronacharya is the guru of the Pandavas as well. So, at any point of time, he should not show any mercy or sympathy on them. That is also something he's ensuring, and he constantly keeps reiterating and pinpointing that to Dronacharya, which is why all this conversation is happening. Okay, so please read this and come for the class tomorrow. We will do Shloka 8 in tomorrow's class. Okay, Hare Krishna. All right, now we will begin our book reading. Let me share my screen again. So, what's the name of the book we are going to read today? Hare Krishna.
Science of
Science
self-realization.
of self-realization.
Science of self-realization.
Haribol, The Science of Self-Realization. That is the book we are starting. So we've completed 2 books so far in the night batch. What's the name of the first book we completed?
Prabhupada,
Yes.
the Supreme Person, the Messenger of the Supreme Lord.
Haribol, Prabhupada, Messenger of the Supreme Lord. So that's the first book we completed. And the next book, what is that we've completed?
Beyond Death
Birth
and
and Death.
Birth and
Beyond
Death.
Birth and Death. Very nice. Haribol. So we've completed that book also yesterday. It's a small book, but it's been a lot of valuable information available. So please keep revising that whenever you get some time. Okay. So today we will start a third book, which is the Science of Self-Realization. I would request you all to please go through the forward introduction and about the book when you have some free time tomorrow. Okay, we'll just look at the gist of the book today and then we'll directly start with chapter 1. Okay, so basically, this book, Science of Self Realization, it's a compilation of various articles which has been published in the Back to Godhead magazine. Okay, so the compilation is what is given in this book, and apart from that, some special concepts are added in this book. Like, for example, super consciousness is one topic, the scriptural basis of Krishna consciousness, incarnation of love of God, chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. All these were published as separate pamphlets, and that is also being added to this compilation when they compile this book. Okay, and the credit goes to Raya Ramadasa, Hayagriva Dasa, Jayadvaita Swami, and Dravida Dasa. These are the people who have edited and compiled this book. Jayadvaita Swami is the one who has actually compiled. Mukunda Goswami and Dritakarma Dasa, they wrote the introductory material for the book and its chapters. So Haribol to all our devotees, and they are the ones who've gifted this book to us, right? So a big haribol to all of them. So this book, if you look at it, it's not a small book, it's a medium-sized book, it's quite big, but very interesting topics, some of which I got a chance to read, and it is very, very interesting. So there are totally 8 chapters in this book. So we're going to start with the first chapter. You have all the chapters will primarily be in the form of conversations. So that will make it very, very interesting for all of us to read. Okay, so we will start with chapter 1 today. It's called Learning the Science of the Soul. Okay, so that is the chapter we're going to start today. Okay, learning the science of the soul, seeing the aim of human life. Right, so it's something we should all know. What is the aim of our human life? That is what we're going to read in this chapter. All right, Hari Bol. So now whoever is interested to read, please raise your hands. I will let you to read one by one. Please raise your hands. All right. I don't see anybody raising hand. Maybe I will allow you to read in random order. Okay. So Pushpa Mataji, would you like to start first? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Tanvat pranams.
Seeing the aim of human life. According to the Vedic civilization, the perfection of life is to realize one's relationship with Krishna or God. All the living entities are part and parcel of God. The part are meant for serving the whole, just as the leg, hand, finger, and ears are meant for serving the total body. We living entities, being part and parcel of God, are duty bound to serve Him. This very important Krishna conscious movement is meant to serve human society from spiritual death. At present, human society is being misled by the leaders who are blind, for they do not know the aim and objective of human life, which is self realization and re establishment of our relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is missing point. The Krishna conscious movement is trying to enlighten human society in this important matter. According to Vedic civilization, the perfection of life is to realize one's relationship with Krishna or God in the Bhagavad Gita, which is accepted by all authorities in transcendental science as the basis of all Vedic knowledge. We understand that not only human beings but all living entities are part and parcel of God. The parts are meant for Mataji. This is repeated, no?
Which one, Mataji?
Uh, I'm reading.
The parts are meant for serving the whole.
Yes, Mataji. The parts are meant for serving the whole, just as legs, hand, finger, ears are meant for serving the total body. We living entities, being part and parcel of God, are duty bound to serve Him. Actually, our position is that we are always rendering service to someone, either to our family, country, or society. If we have no one else to serve, sometimes we keep a pet, a cat, or dog and render service to it. All these factors prove that we are constitutionally meant to render service. Yet, in spite of serving to the best of our ability, we are not satisfied, nor is the person to whom we are rendering that service satisfied. On the material platform, everyone is frustrated. The reason for is that the service being rendered is not properly directed. For example, if we want to render service to a tree, we must water the root. If we pour water on the leaves, branches, and twigs, there is little benefit. If the Supreme Personality of Godhead is served, all other part and parcel will be automatically satisfied. Con- Concurrently, all welfare services as well as service to society, family, nation are realized by serving the Supreme Personality of the Godhead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Tanvat
Krishna
pranams.
Mataji, Dandavat.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Muthumanikam Prabhuji, would you like to continue? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Guru. It is the duty of every human being to understand his constitutional position with God and to act accordingly. If this is possible, then our lives become successful. Sometimes, however, we feel challenging and say there is no God, and or I am God, or even I don't care about God. But in actually, this challenging spirit will not save us. God is there, and we can see Him at every moment. Then we refuse to see God in our life. Then He will be present before us as cruel death. If we do not choose to see Him in one picture, we will see Him in another. There are different pictures of the Supreme Personality of Godhead because He is the original root of the entire cosmic manifestation. In one sense, it is not possible for us to escape Him. This Krishna consciousness movement is not a blind religious fanaticism. Nor is it a revolt by some recent upstart. Rather, it is an authorized scientific approach to the matter of our eternal necessity in relation with the absolute personality of Godhead. The supreme enjoyer Krishna consciousness simply deals with our eternal relationship with Him and the process of discharging our relative duties to Him. Thus, Krishna consciousness enables us to achieve the highest perfection of life attainable in the present human form of existence. We must always remember that this particular form of human life is attained after an evolution of many millions of years in the cycle of transmigration of the spirit soul. In the particular form of life, the economic question is more easily solved than in the lower animal forms. There are swine, dogs, camels, asses, and so on, whose economic necessities are just as important as ours. But the economic question of these animals and others are solved under primitive conditions, whereas the human being is given all the facilities of leading a comfortable life by the laws of nature.
Hare
Why
Krishna,
is a
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Madam.
Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Padma Mataji, would you like to continue next? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Uh,
From here, Mataji.
yeah. Why is a man given a better chance to live than swine or other animals? Why is a highly posted government officer given better facilities for a comfortable life than an ordinary clerk? The answer is very simple. The important officer has to discharge duties of a more responsible nature than those of an ordinary clerk. Similarly, the human being has to discharge higher duties than the animals who are always busy with filling their hungry stomachs. But by the laws of nature, the modern animalistic standard of civilization has only increased the problems of filling the stomach. When we approach some of these polished animals for spiritual life, they say that they only want to work for the satisfaction of their stomachs and that there is no necessity of inquiring about the Godhead. Yet, despite their eagerness to work hard, there is always a question of unemployment and so many other impediments incurred by the laws of nature. Despite this, they still denounce the necessity of acknowledging the Godhead. We are given this human form of life not just to work hard like the swine or dog, but to attain the highest perfection of life. If we do not want that perfection, then we will have to work very hard, for we will be forced to by the laws of nature. In the closing days of Kali Yuga, this present age, men will have to work hard like asses for only a scrap of bread. This process has already begun, and every year the necessity for harder work for lesser wages will increase. Yet human beings are not meant to work hard like animals, and if a man fails to discharge his duties as a human being, he is forced to transmigrate to the lower species of life by the laws of nature. The Bhagavad Gita very vividly describes how a spirit soul, by the laws of nature, takes his birth and gets a suitable body and sense organs for enjoying matter in the material world. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is also stated that those who attempt but do not complete the path of approaching God, in other words, those who have failed to achieve complete success in Krishna consciousness, are given the chance to appear in the families of the spiritually advanced or in financially well to do mercantile families. If the unsuccessful spiritual aspirants are offered such chances of noble parentage, what of those who have actually attained the required success? Therefore, an attempt to go back to Godhead, even if half finished, guarantees a good birth in the next life. Both the spiritual and the financially well to do families are beneficial for spiritual progress because in both families one can get a good chance to make further progress from the point where he stopped in his previous birth. In spiritual realization, this atmosphere generated by a good family is favorable for the cultivation of spiritual knowledge. The Bhagavad Gita reminds such fortunate, well born persons that their good fortune is due to their past devotional activities. Unfortunately, the children of these families do not consult the Bhagavad Gita, being misguided by Maya or illusion. Birth in a well to do family solves the problem of having to find sufficient food from the beginning of life, and later a comparatively easier and more comfortable way of life can be led. Being so situated, one has a good chance to make progress in spiritual realization, but as ill luck would have it, due to the influence of the present iron age, which is full of machines and mechanical people, the sons of the wealthy are misguided for sense enjoyment, and they forget the good chance they have for spiritual enlightenment. Therefore, nature, by her laws, is setting fires in these golden homes. It was the golden city of Lanka under the regime of the demoniac Ravana that was burned to ashes. That is the law of nature.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranams. Thank you so much. Okay. Sadhana Mataji, would you like to read Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranams.
Yeah. The Bhagavad Gita is a preliminary study of transcendental science of Krishna consciousness. It is the duty of all responsible heads of state to chalk out their economic and other programs by referring to the Bhagavad Gita. We are not meant to solve the economic questions of life by balancing on the tottering platform. Rather, we are meant to solve the ultimate problems of life which arise due to the laws of nature. Civilization is static unless there is spiritual movement. The soul moves the body, and the living body moves the world. We are concerned about the body, but we have no knowledge of the spirit that is moving that body. Without the spirit, the body is motionless or dead. The human body is an excellent vehicle by which we can reach eternal life. It is a rare and very important boat for crossing over the ocean of nescience, which is a material existence. On this boat, there is the service of an expert boatman, the spiritual master. By divine grace, the boat piles the water in a favorable wind. With all these auspicious factors, who would not take the opportunity to cross over the ocean of nescience? If one neglects this good chance, it should be known that he is simply committing suicide. There is certainly a great deal of comfort in the first class coach of a train. But if the train does not move towards its destination, what is the benefit of an air conditioned compartment? Contemporary civilization is much too concerned which makes the material body comfortable. No one has the information of the real destination of life, which is to go back to Godhead. We must not just remain seated in a comfortable compartment. We should see whether or not our vehicle is moving towards its real destination. There is no ultimate benefit in making the material body comfortable at the expense of forgetting the prime necessity of life, which is to regain our lost spiritual identity. The boat of human life is constructed in such a way that it must move towards a spiritual destination. Unfortunately, this body due to the ignorance of spiritual facts. Second, attachment to the
Mataji,
sorry.
unfortunately, this body is
Unfortunately, this body is anchored to mundane consciousness by five strong chains, which are first, attachment to the material body due to the ignorance of spiritual facts. Second, attachment to the kinsman due to the bodily relations. Third, attachment to the land of birth and to material possessions such as house, furniture, estates, property, business papers, etc. Fourth, attachment to the material science, which always remains mysterious for want of spiritual light. And fifth, attachment to the religious forms and holy rituals without knowing the personality of Godhead or his devotees who make them holy. These attachments, which anchor the body of the human body, are which anchor the boat of the human body, are explained in details in the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. There, they are compared to the deeply rooted banyan tree, which is ever increasing its hold on the earth. It is very difficult to uproot such a strong banyan tree, but the Lord recommends the following process. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world, nor no one can understand where it ends, where it begins, and where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this tree with the weapon of detachment. So doing one must so doing one must seek that place from which, having once gone, One never returns, and there surrenders to that supreme personality of Godhead from whom everything has begun and in whom everything is abiding since time immemorial. Bhagavad Gita 15, 3 and 4. Neither the scientist, shall I continue, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, this paragraph also.
Yeah. Neither the scientists nor speculative philosophers have yet arrived at any conclusion concerning the cosmic situation. All they have done is posit different theories about it. Some of them say that the material world is real, others say that it is a dream, yet others say that it is ever existing. In this way, different views are held by the mundane scholars. But the fact is that no mundane scientist or speculative philosopher has ever discovered the beginning of the cosmos or its limitation. No one can say when it began or how it floats in space. They theoretically propose some laws like the law of gravity, but actually they cannot put this law to practical use. For want of actual knowledge, truth, everyone is anxious to promote his own theory to gain certain fame. But the actual fact is that this material world is full of miseries and that no one is fully cognizant of everything in his creation informs us that it is in our best interest that we desire to get out of this miserable existence. We must detach ourselves from everything material. To make the best use of a bad bargain, our material existence must be 100% spiritualized. Iron is not fire, but it can be turned into fire by constant association with fire. Similarly, detachment from material activities can be effected by spiritual activities, not by material inertia. Material inertia is the negative side of material action, but spiritual activity is not only the negation of material action, but the activation of our real life. We must be anxious to search our eternal life or spiritual existence in the Brahman, the Absolute. The eternal kingdom of Brahman is described in Bhagavad Gita as that eternal country from which one no one returns. This is the kingdom of God. Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Thank you so much, Sadhana Mataji. Very nicely read. Okay. So, Hariprada Devidasi Mataji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. The beginning of our present material life cannot be traced, nor it necessarily for us to know how we became conditioned in material existence. We have to be satisfied with the understanding that somehow or other this material life has been going on since time immemorial, and now our duty is to surrender unto the Supreme Lord, who is the original cause of all causes. The preliminary qualification for going back to Godhead is given in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 5. One who is free from illusion, false prestige, and false association, who understands the eternal, who is done with the material lust and is free from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who knows how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attains the eternal kingdom. One who is convinced of his spiritual identity and is freed from the material conception of existence, who is free from illusion and is transcendental to the modes of material nature, who constantly engages in understanding spiritual knowledge, and who has completely severed himself from sense gratification, can go back to Godhead. Such a person is called Amuddha and distinguished from Mudha. Amudha as distinguished from Mudha, or the foolish and ignorant, for he is freed from the dualities of happiness and distress. And what is the nature of kingdom of God? It is described in Bhagavad Gita 15.6 as follows. That abode of mine is not illuminated by the sun or moon nor by electricity. One who reaches it never returns to this material world. Although every place in the creation is within the kingdom of God because the Lord is the supreme proprietor of all planets, there is still the Lord's personal abode, which is completely different from the universe in which we are now living. And this abode is called Paramam, or the supreme abode. Even on this earth, there are countries where the standard of living is high and countries where the standard of living is low. Besides this Earth, there are innumerable other planets distributed all over the universe, and some are considered superior places and some inferior places. In any case, all planets within the jurisdiction of the external energy, material nature, require the rays of the sun or light of fire for the existence, because the material universe is a region of darkness. Beyond this region, however, is a spiritual realm which is described as functioning under the superior nature of God. That realm is described in the Upanishads thus: there is no need of sun, moon, or stars, nor is that abode illuminated by electricity or any form of fire. All these material universes are illumined by a reflection of the spiritual light, and because that superior nature is always self-luminous, we can experience a glow of light even in the densest darkness of night. In the Harivamsha, the spiritual nature is explained by the Supreme Lord himself as follows: the glaring effulgence of the impersonal Brahman, the impersonal absolute, illuminates all existence, both material and spiritual. But, O Bharata, you must understand that this Brahman illumination is the effulgence of my body. In the Brahma Samhita, this conclusion is also confirmed. We should not think that we can attain the abode by any material means, such as spaceships. But we should know for certain that one who can attain that spiritual abode of Krishna can enjoy eternal spiritual bliss without interruption. As fallible living entities, we have two phases of existence. One is called material existence, which is full of miseries of birth, death, old age, and disease. And the other is called spiritual existence, in which there is incessant spiritual life of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. In material existence, we are ruled by the material conception of body and mind. But in spiritual existence, we can always relish the happy transcendental contact of personality of Godhead. In spiritual existence, the Lord is never lost to us.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranams. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Mataji.
Vamshi Prabhuji, would you like to continue next? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, which para Mataji?
From here.
From my screen, so resolution is different. No? Yes.
The Krishna conscious moment.
Krishna conscious. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This Krishna conscious movement is not a blind religious faction, nor it is a revolt by some.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
You're reading from the screen, Prabhuji?
No, my screen. Database.
Prabhuji, can you look at the screen here? Because
no, this resolution I'm not comfortable, Mataji, because I'm reading from portrait mode.
Okay, Veda base, but you're reading a different paragraph, Prabhuji.
Okay, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Can you see this paragraph, what I'm showing in the screen? The Krishna consciousness movement is trying to build that spiritual existence to humanity at large. We are in that. Or else maybe I can ask someone else to read. You can check.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
yes.
Next you can read.
Yes, Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna. Manish Prabhuji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
I found Mataji. The Krishna conscious movement is a trying to being that spiritual existence to be humanity at large. In our present material consciousness, we are attached to the sensual material conception of life. But this conception can be removed at once by devotional service to Krishna or Krishna conscious. If we adopt the principles of devotional service, we can become transcendental to the material conception of life and be liberated from the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Even in the mindset of various material engagements, everyone who is engaged in material affairs can desire the highest benefit from the page of back to Godhead. And the other literature of this Krishna conscious movement, this lecture help all people this literature help all people serve the root of the uh, indefinite
Indefatigable.
indefeasible banyan tree of material existence. This literature is authorized to train us to renounce everything related to the material conception of life and to release spiritual uh, nectar in every object. This stage is obtained only by devotional service and nothing else. By rendering such service, one can at once get liberated mukti even during this present life. Most spiritual endeavors are tinged with the color of materialism, but pure devotional service is transcendental to all material pollution. This, those who desire to go back to Godhead need only adopt the principles of this Krishna consciousness movement and simply aim their consciousness at the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandat pranams. Manish Prabhuji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandat pranams.
What is Krishna consciousness? The following interview with freelancer reporters Sandy
Prabhuji, you have
Nixon.
to read from here, Prabhuji. Your original consciousness, what I'm showing in the screen. You have to read from here, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji.
Your
Your
original
original,
consciousness is Krishna consciousness.
Ji Mataji. Your original consciousness is Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada tells freelancer reporter Sandy Nixon, now your consciousness is covered with so much rubbish. Do you have cleanse it? And then Krishna consciousness, our consciousness is like water. What is by nature clear and transparent, but sometimes it becomes muddy. If you filter all mud out of the water, it again comes to its original clear, transparent state. Uh, Miss Nixon, my first question is very basic. What is Krishna consciousness? Shri Prabhupada, Krishna means God. We are all intimately connected with Him because He is our original Father, but we have forgotten His connection. When we when we become interested in knowing what is my connection with God, what is the aim of life, and then we are called Krishna conscious. Miss Nixon, how does Krishna consciousness develop in the practitioner? Srila Prabhupada, Krishna consciousness is already there in the core of everyone's heart, but because of our material conditions, life, we have forgotten it. The process of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, revive the Krishna consciousness we already have. For example, a few months ago, these American and European boys and girls did not know about Krishna, but just yesterday we saw how they are chanting Hare Krishna and dancing in ecstasy throughout the whole Rath Yatra procession, an annual festival sponsored by the Krishna consciousness movement in the cities around the world. Do you think that was artificial? No. Artificial, nobody can chant and dance for hours together. They have actually awakened their Krishna consciousness by following a bona fide process. This is explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna consciousness is dormant in everyone's heart, and when one
Prabhuji, I'll just
comes in
read
the
the verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 22.107. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunaya Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaye Udaya. Please continue.
Mataji. Krishna consciousness is dormant in everyone's heart, and when one comes in the contact with the devotees, it is awakened. Krishna consciousness is not artificial, just as a young boy awakens his natural attraction for a girl in her association. Similarly, if one hears about Krishna in the association of devotees, he awakens his dormant Krishna consciousness. Miss Nixon, what is the difference between Krishna consciousness and Christ consciousness? Srila Prabhupada. Christ consciousness is also Krishna consciousness, but because at present people don't follow the rules and regulation of Christianity, the commandment of Jesus Christ, they don't come to the standard of God consciousness. Miss
Hare Krishna
Nixon,
Prabhuji. Danvat Pranams. Thank you so much, Manish Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Krishnadas Prabhuji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Miss Nixon, what is unique about Krishna consciousness among all religions? Srila Prabhupada. Primarily, religion means to know God and to love Him. That is religion. Nowadays, because of a lack of training, nobody knows God. What to speak of loving Him? People are satisfied simply going to church and praying. O God, give us our daily bread. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, this is called a cheating religion because the aim is not to know and love God, but to gain some personal profit. In other words, if I profess to follow some religion, but I do not know who God is or how to love Him, I am preaching a cheating religion. As far as the Christian religion is concerned, ample opportunity is given to understand God, but no one is taking it. For example, the Bible contains the commandments, "Thou shalt not kill," but Christians have built the world's best slaughterhouses. How can they become God conscious if they disobey the commandments of Lord Jesus Christ? And this is going on not just in the Christian religion, but in every religion. The title Hindu, Muslim, or Christian is simply a rubber stamp. None of them knows who God is and how to love Him. Miss Nixon, how can one tell a bona fide spiritual master from a fake? Srila Prabhupada. Whoever teaches how to know God and how to love Him, he is spiritual master. Sometimes bogus rascals mislead people. I am God, they claim. And people who do not know what God is believe them. You must be a serious student to understand who God is and how to love Him. Otherwise, you will simply waste your time. So, the difference between others and us is that we are the only movement that can actually teach one how to know God and how to love Him. We are presenting the science of how one can know Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by practicing the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam. They teach us that our only business is to love God. Our business is not to ask God for our necessities. God gives necessities to everyone, even to one who has no religion. For example, cats and dogs have no religion, yet Krishna supplies them with the necessities of life. So, why should we bother Krishna for our daily bread? He is already supplying it. Real religion means to learn how to love Him. The Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.6 says, Savai pumsa paro dharma yato bhaktir adokshade ahaituke apratihata yayatma suprasiddhati. First class religion teaches one how to love God without any motive. If I serve God for some profit, that is business, not love. Real love of God is ahetuki apratihataha. It cannot be checked by any material cause. It is unconditional. If one actually wants to love God, there is no impediment. One can love Him whether one is poor or rich, young or old, black or white. Miss Nixon, do all paths lead to the same end? Srila Prabhupada. No, there are four classes of men: the karmis, the jnanis, the yogis, and the bhaktas, and each achieves a different goal. The karmis work for some material profit. For example, in the city, many people work hard day and night, and their purpose is to get some money. Thus, they are fruity workers or karmis. A gnani is a person who thinks, why am I working so hard? The birds, beasts, elephants, and other creatures have no profession, yet they are also eating. So, why should I unnecessarily work so hard? Rather, let me try to solve the problems of life: birth, death, old age, and disease. Gnanis try to become immortal. They think that if they merge into God's existence, then they will become immune to birth, death, old age, and disease. And yogis try to acquire some mystic power to exhibit a wonderful show. For instance, a yogi can become a very small. If you put him into a locked room, he can come out through any little space. By showing this kind of magic, the yogi is immediately accepted as a very wonderful man. Of course, modern yogis simply show some gymnastics. They have no real power, but a real yogi has some power, which is not spiritual but material. So the yogi wants mystic power. The the gnani wants salvation from the miseries of life, and the karmi wants material profit. But the bhakta, the devotee, doesn't want anything for himself. He simply wants to serve God out of love, just as a mother serves her child. There is no question of profit in a mother's service to her child. Out of pure affection and love, she cares for him.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Dandavat.
Uh, Muralidhar Prabhuji, is he there in the call? I think he dropped. Okay. Bhagilakshmi Mataji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Bhagilakshmi Mataji, you're on mute. Okay, Mataji is on mute. Pushpa Mataji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, uh,
From here, Mataji.
when you come to this stage of loving God, that is perfection. Neither the karmi and the jnani nor the yogi can know the God, only the bhakta. As the Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 18.55, Bhaktayamam Avijanati. Only through the process of bhakti one can understand God. Krishna never says one can understand him by other processes. No, only through bhakti. If you are interested in knowing God and loving him, then you must accept the devotional process. No other process will help you. Miss Nixon, what transformation does one undergo on the path? Srila Prabhupada, no transformation. Your original consciousness is Krishna consciousness. Now your consciousness is covered with so much rubbish, you have to cleanse it. And then Krishna consciousness. Our consciousness is like water. Water is by nature clear and transparent, but sometimes it become muddy. If you filter all the mud out of the water, it again came to its original clear, transparent state. Miss Nixon, can one function better in society by becoming Krishna consciousness? Srila Prabhupada, yes, you can see that my disciples are not drunkard or meat eater, and from a physiological point of view, they are very clean. They will never be attacked by serious disease. Actually, giving up meat eating is not a question of Krishna consciousness but of civilized human life. God has given human society so many things to eat. Nice fruits, vegetable, grains, and first class milk. From milk, one can prepare hundreds of nutritious food, but no one know the art. Instead, people maintain big slaughterhouses and eat meat. They are not even civilized. When man is uncivilized, he kills poor animals and eats them. Civilized men know the art of preparing nutritious foods from milk. For instance, on our new Vrindavan farm in West Virginia, we have makes hundreds of first class preparation from milk. Whatever visitor came, they are astonished that from milk. Such a nice foods can be prepared. The blood of the cow is very nutritious, but civilized men utilize it in the form of milk. Milk is nothing but cow's blood transformed. You can make milk into so many things: yogurt, curd, ghee, clarified butter, and so on. And by combining these milk products with grains, fruits, and vegetables, you can make hundreds of preparations. This is civilized life, not directly killing an animal and eating its flesh. The innocent cow is simply eating grass given by the god and supplying milk, which you can live on. Do you think cutting the cow's throat and eating its fresh flesh is civilized? This Nixon. No, I agree with you 100%. One thing I am very curious about, can the Vedas be taken symbolically as well as literally? Srila Prabhupada, no, they must be taken as they are, not symbolically. That is why we are presenting the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Mr.
Hare
Nixon.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you so much. Muthumanikam Prabhuji, would you like to continue? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mother. Mr. Nixon, are you attempting to revive the ancient Indian caste system in the West? The Gita mentions in the caste system. Srila Prabhupada, where does the Bhagavad Gita mention the caste system? Krishna says, Chaturvarnam Maya system Guna Karma Vivahasaha. I created four divisions of men according to their quality and work. Bhagavad Gita 4.13. For instance, you can understand that there are engineers as well as the medical practitioners in the society. Do you say they belong to the different caste? That one is in the engineer caste and the other is in the medical caste. No, if a man has qualified himself in medical school, we accept him as a doctor. And if another man has a degree in engineering, we accept him as an engineer. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita defines four classes of men in society: a class of highly intelligent men, a class of administrators, a class of productive men, and other ordinary workers. These divisions are natural. For example, one class of men is very intelligent, but to actually meet the qualification of first class men as described in the Bhagavad Gita, they need to be trained just as an intelligent boy requires training in a college to become a qualified doctor. So, in the Krishna consciousness movement, we are training the intelligent men how to control their minds, how to control their senses, how to become truthful, how to become clean internally and externally, how to become wise, how to apply their knowledge in practical life, and how to become God conscious. All these bias, that is, gestures towards seated disciples, have a first class intelligence, and now we are training them to use it properly. We are not introducing the caste system in which any rascal born in a Brahmana family is automatically a Brahmana. He may have the habits of fifth class men, but he is accepted as first class because of his birth in a Brahmana family. We don't accept that. We recognize a man as first class who is trained as a Brahmana. It doesn't matter whether he is Indian, European, or American, low born or high born. It doesn't matter. Any intelligent man can be trained to adopt first class habit. We want to stop the nonsensical idea that we are imposing the Indian caste system on our disciples. We are simply picking our men with the first class intelligence and training them how to become first class in every respect. Miss Nixon, how do you feel about women's liberation? So-called equal rights for women means that the man cheats the woman. Suppose a man, woman, and a man meet, they become lovers, they have sex. The woman becomes pregnant, and the man goes away. The woman has to take charge of the child and becomes from the government, or else she kills the child by having an abortion. This is the woman independence in India. Although women may be poverty driven, so She stays under the care of her husband and he takes responsibility for her. When she becomes pregnant, she is not forced to kill the child or maintain him by begging. So, which is their real independence to remain under the care of the husband or to be enjoyed by everyone. Miss Nixon, how about in spiritual life? Can women also succeed in Krishna consciousness? Srila Prabhupada, we make no distinction in the basis of sex. We give Krishna consciousness to both men and women equally. We welcome women, men, the poor, the rich, everyone. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 5.18, Vidya Vinaya Sambanne Brahmane ब्राह्मणे
Ne.
द्रवि हस्तिनि सुनि चैव स्वभागे च पंडितः समदर्शिनः. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision of learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow and elephant, a dog and a dog eater. Miss Nixon, would you explain the meaning of the Hare Krishna mantra? Srila Prabhupada, it is very simple. Hare means O energy of the Lord, and Krishna means O Lord Krishna. Just as there are males and females in the material world, similarly, God is the original male Purusha, and this energy Prakriti is the original female. So, when we chant Hare Krishna, we are saying, O Lord Krishna, O energy of Krishna, kindly engage me in your service. Miss Nixon,
Hare
would
Krishna
you please?
Prabhuji.
Yes, mother.
Dandavat pranams. Haribol. So we will stop with this today. We've almost completed half of chapter 1. We'll continue the remaining half in tomorrow. So we will mostly complete chapter 1 tomorrow. So it's a very interesting conversation between Miss Nixon and Srila Prabhupada, right? And they're asking a lot of interesting questions. So we will join back tomorrow to see what are the other questions and what is Srila Prabhupada responding to all of it, right? So we will read that. It's a very interesting book, right? Very interesting chapter as well. So I request you all to please join again tomorrow also same time 9:15 p.m. and we will continue the rest of it. For those of you who've joined newly, Sadhna Mataji, Hariprada Mataji, I think Manish Prabhuji. I'm not able to locate you in the book reading WhatsApp group. Are you there in the WhatsApp group, Mataji?
No,
I'm
Mataji. No, Mataji. I joined it today only. In fact, I didn't know you have classes in the reading classes in the evening. So today
okay.
only I came to know. So I joined it today. I missed the earlier two books that you all have read.
Oh, no problem, Mataji. I keep posting the recordings of our previous classes as well. So what I will do if you've joined the night batch, I will repost the links of the previous books we've read. You can listen to the recordings when you have some free time. Okay, so
Right, Mataji. Thank you.
you can continue to join from tomorrow, Mataji. We've just started this book, so we will read together. Many more books to be read. So Hari Bol, thank you so much, Sadhna
Very
Mataji.
good.
I've also
Thank you.
posted the link to join the WhatsApp group in the chat. So for those of you who've not yet joined, you can click the link in the chat of this particular Zoom meeting and join the WhatsApp group. Okay. Hariprada Mataji, are you there in the WhatsApp group?
Yes, Mataji, I joined today only. I
Very
got it
nice.
from Srila Prabhupada book reading book.
Oh, very nice, Mataji. If you've
From
joined,
there I
it's
got it.
wonderful. Wonderful. Manish Prabhuji, you're also there?
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. You're also there in the WhatsApp group, Prabhuji?
No Mataji, अभी मैंने ज्वाइन किया है. Right now I joined the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I've put it in the chat, Prabhuji. You can click that and you can join right away.
जी.
So, okay. The rest of you, I think you're all there. In case any of you are still not there, please make sure you join the WhatsApp group because there I'll be posting the recordings of all these sessions and the PDFs of all these books. Mudmanikam Prabhuji is helping to get the PDF of all the books. So we'll put the PDF for your reference and reading at a later point of time. And also all the materials, the links, the session link, everything will get posted in that WhatsApp group only. So make sure you all join the WhatsApp group, and reminder for every day, class at 9:15 p.m. also will come in the WhatsApp group.
Hare Krishna Mataji, before the class, you had the Bhagavad Gita class also reading.
So this class, we every day when we start, we read one Bhagavad Gita shloka, Mataji. So we've started that recently. So chapter 1, today we saw shloka 7, right? So we've completed 7 shlokas in chapter 1 so far, Mataji. Today we read
Right,
shloka
right,
7, till yesterday we've completed shloka 6. So
right,
one
Mataji.
shloka
Thank
every
you.
day with the meaning, so that we can read it and come for the next class. It'll be easy for us also to read just one shloka every day, right? So that is why we've started it. Just a week ago we started that. All right.
Right, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Any other question, any other doubts anyone has? Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, everyone. Dandavat pranams. I'm also enjoying reading this with all of you. 2 books we've successfully completed, and third book is also very, very interesting. I'm enjoying the conversation between Srila Prabhupada and different people. He's actually clarifying it, all the basic questions which all of us might have in our mind. If somebody asks us, what is Krishna consciousness? Why is it important? Who is God? Anybody can ask us. So what should we respond, we may not know, but in this book he's explained it like for a layman, in the most simplest way possible. And that's the best way for us also to learn. And as devotees, we can also, when we spread Krishna consciousness, we can explain we can quote the sensei, as quoted by Srila Prabhupada in the book The Science of Self-Realization. This is what it means, right? So he explains the meaning of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, explains all the basic concepts so very beautifully. So please make sure that day reading targets for tomorrow. Bhagavad Gita Shloka 1.7, read and come for the class. We'll do Shloka 8 tomorrow. Similarly, chapter 1 of this book, Science of Self-Realization, go through whatever we've completed so far and come for the class. Okay, tomorrow we'll have a quick recap of what we read so far, and we will continue the rest of it. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय. जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन. दंडवत प्रणाम्स. Thank you everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam, Mataji.